Hey there guys, welcome back to Sourcing Classes. This is Neha Bolgan and you're all watching the second part of the preliminary focus areas video series on the topic hotspots. And today we're going to discuss the Indo-Burman and Cinderland hotspots of India.
Picking up from the previous video where we ended learning about the Himalayan hotspot, let us now dwell into the Indo-Burman hotspot. Consisting of numerous countries including northeastern India, China, Myanmar, Thailand, Cambodia and Vietnam, it is spread over a distance of 2 million square kilometers. Although this region is quite rich in its biodiversity, it has been worsening over the past few decades. It has almost 13,500 plant species, out of half of which can be spotted as endemic, along 6 species of mammals in this region recently discovered, including large antlered muntjac, grey-shanked douk, leaf deer, saola and Annamite striped rabbit. The freshwater turtle species, however, found in this region is endemic. Moving ahead, we also have 1,300 species of birds that can be spotted here, including the white-eared night heron, grey-crowned crocuas and orange-necked partridge, most of which are again endangered. Recent current affairs added that a new discovered species of paddy frog, which has been spotted in the northeastern part of India in the state of Assam. The frog belongs to the genus Microletta, and this genus is a group of narrow-mouthed frogs that are most common in the Southeast Asian region. Its characteristics include its back in reddish color, with the lateral sides having prominent dark streaks and ash-gray mottlings. The shape of the snout is unique and the web on its feet are absent. The next and the fourth Indian biodiversity hotspot is the Cinderland, which lies in the southeastern Asia and covers Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei and Nicobar Islands, representing India. In the year 2013, the Cinderland was declared as World Biosphere Reserve by the United Nations. This region is famous for its rich terrestrial and marine ecosystem. 3,500 plant species are found in the Andaman-Nicobar group of islands. Out of them, 422 are of floral genera and 648 species are endemic to the Nicobar Island. 15 reptile species are reported to be endemic, and other important species are dolphins, whales, crocodiles, fishes, prawns, lobsters, seashells and olive ridley turtles comprising the marine biodiversity here. In case the marine resources are overused, it can pose a serious threat to the biodiversity. On this note of the threat to biodiversity, I want the viewers here to understand that I have particularly noted the percentage of endemic species present in every hotspot in the table endemism in every slide like this in the previous hotspots that we have discussed, is because endemic species have a generally restricted distribution and threats to endemics carry more risk of extinction than for broadly distributed species. Thus, endemic species are a focus for the conservation of biological diversity. Efforts have been initiated to save biodiversity by both ex situ and in situ conservation. While many factors threaten the biodiversity heritage, such as destruction of habitats, introduction of invasive species, poaching and climate change, which includes environmental degradation and etc. While the way forward here could include putting all the national and international legal provisions and guidelines to better use, a few of which important ones I'm going to list out for your reference here, such as the Biodiversity Act 2002, enacted by the Parliament of India for preservation of biological diversity in India and provides mechanism for equitable sharing of benefits arising out of use of traditional biological resources and knowledge. The Act was enacted to meet the obligations under Convention of Biological Diversity, that is CBD, to which India is a party. The National Biodiversity Authority (NBA) was established in the year 2003 to implement India's Biological Diversity Act 2002. The NBA is a statutory autonomous body and it performs facilitative, regulatory and advisory function for the Government of India on issues of conservation, sustainable use of biological resources and fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising out of the use of biological resources. Further, under UNO's efforts for conserving biodiversity, we have the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, that in short form is called as CITES, which was signed in Washington, D.C. on 3rd March 1973. In August 2000, 152 states were parties to this convention. The aim of CITES is to put a ban on international trade in wildlife. Going to the next one, we have the World Conservation Union, IUCN, brings together states, government agencies and a diverse range of non-governmental organizations in a unique world partnership. IUCN seeks to influence, encourage and assist societies through the world to conserve the integrity and diversity of nature and sustainable use of natural resources. Next here we have the International Treaty on Plant Genetics Resource for Food and Agriculture, which was adopted in Rome in November 2001 to create a legally binding framework for the protection and sustainable use of all plant genetic resources for food and agriculture. Lastly, one of the most important that I consider for it to go into an answer is the United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity, which has come into place in 1992, known informally as the Biodiversity Convention. This is a multilateral treaty. The convention has three main goals, like conservation of biological diversity, sustainable use of its components, and fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from genetic resources. Further, after knowing much about the constitutional and legal provisions in place for the protection of the biological hotspot diversities in India, there is this concept that I would like the viewers to ponder upon for including in the answer, which is ecotourism, that involves visiting fragile, pristine and relatively untouched natural areas with the intention to support conservation efforts. This is often done as a great alternative to the mainstream commercial tourism and is often taken up in small scale. With this, I think I would call it a wrap on the discussion of the hotspots. And now let us jump into the question parts of the discussed areas. Let's see if you can try answering the prelims questions that I have attached in the next slide, which I would be explaining in the upcoming video.
I hope the content and the questions asked to the end were of help to you. And also please initiate and write an answer to the mains question that we have provided just now in the video series in the comment section below for us to have a look at. And also do subscribe to our channel for further more updates on the prelims focus areas video series. And do visit the website www.sourcingclasses.com for any further doubts. Thank you.